It all started when a buddy of mine that I go to college with, Matt, and I decided to take a skip day of class and take a weekday trip up to Penderay County to get some late fall dirt biking in before it snowed and the season was officially over. We had gotten some riding done in that area before, but instead of going to our usual romping around, we opted to shoot for a lesser known trail that a friend had told us about. So early Tuesday morning, we loaded up our bikes into the truck, printed out a map of the area that showed all the logging roads and the few official dirt bike trails there were in the area, and headed out. I want to clarify that this was not private land. We're very careful to only ride on public land where we're allowed to do so. Traffic was really light, so we arrived at the spot we were planning on parking the truck in only 1.5 hours, which meant we had plenty of daylight to go out and ride in. Though we both have headlights on our bikes and had agreed that a little bit of darkness wouldn't be allowed to put a damper on the fun. After we unloaded, we locked up the truck, rode down the highway on the shoulder for about half a mile, then turned off onto the logging road this awesome trail supposedly split off of. It was a 10-ish mile ride down this old logging road to get to the trailhead, and we were probably a little over halfway there when, from behind us, we hear a loud-ass engine. This beater of a truck flies by us, damn near hitting Matt, and then disappears around the next turn as quick as he appeared, and it's not like Matt and I were going slow. We weren't pro riders or anything, but we definitely were not bad. The last time I had checked my tack, we were doing 37, which is pretty fast on a crappy abandoned logging road. After this, Matt stopped on the side and killed his engine so he could make sure I knew just how pissed he was. "Did you see that fucking shit? That dude almost killed me." We decided that while we were already stopped, we would take a quick break, drink some water, then get back after it. And get back after it we did. We found the trailhead and we were loving it. The views were nice, the trail was technical without being unfun, the ground was wet but not soggy. Eventually we came across 2 separate offshoot trails, one going up the hill we were facing and one going down to the right. They were both marked with "Ends at such and such creek" signs that had been made from plywood and spray paint and propped against trees. After consulting the map, we concluded that they probably did. One trail went over the hill, and the other more or less went down the side into a small valley and around. I wanted to go low, Matt wanted to go high, so we split up and we decided to meet at the creek. My ride was nice for the most part, though it did become very gravelly and steep at times, and I reached the bottom of the little valley, and soon I could see an open clearing at the end of the tunnel of trees I was in. And as I rode up, I could hear what I thought to be Matt's engine. But when I pulled out of the trees and into the clearing by the creek, I saw that it wasn't a dirt bike I had been hearing, but a gas-powered generator. This was powering what looked like an old stove that sat under the overhang of a windowless shack made out of plywood and 2x4s. Next to the makeshift house thing was the truck we had seen earlier. I killed my engine, not wanting whoever was inside to hear me, and moved in a bit closer. I didn't get too close, but even from where I stood, probably 50 yards or more away, I could smell something. I could see that there was a big soup pot on the stove which was boiling what I could only assume was bleach, judging by the containers that were strewn about around the place. That's when I saw a guy come running out from behind his shack, shotgun in hand, looking at the woods near the other side of the clearing, screaming.
"What the fuck do you think you're doing?"
At that moment, I heard Matt's bike roar to life and immediately saw him tearing out of the tree line beyond the shack. He saw me, and as he rode towards me at full tilt, I hear him screaming at the top of his lungs. "Go, go, go! He has a gun! Get the fuck out of here!" Luckily, my bike started on the first kick, and I was able to spin the bike around and tear out of there the way I had come in, right on Matt's tail. I don't think I've ever gone so fast through trails that steep and technical in my life, but somehow we made it out without either of us going down. We got back to the truck in a little under an hour, and immediately noticed that ours was no longer the only one in the parking lot. The piece of junk pickup had beat us there. He must have had a shortcut to the logging road, and the driver was now staring at us. Hoping that he wouldn't approach us since we were right off a decently populated highway, we quickly loaded our stuff and left. But he followed, and it was more than an hour before we were able to lose him at a stoplight. The local police were called, but they pretty much told us that they wouldn't be looking into it, because if they looked into every report like ours, they would never do anything else. Needless to say, we won't be riding around there again anytime soon.